Love lives here.
So, my beloveds, I have a question for you today. How you doing? A little sad. A little sad. Yeah. Yep, a lot sad. Yeah. Yeah. And we're 30 days away from an election. Also, right? How are we doing with that? Can't wait till it's done. How are we feeling? Anxious, hopeful, confused. Roxanne? Apprehensive, but the word is I don't know. All right, I understand that. Feeling a little afraid to be hopeful. Okay, all right. I just want to get a sense, get a read. Because we are 30 days in, and we do know that things are going to be amped up and ramping up, and there's going to be a lot more coming at us, and a lot more on TV, and on social, and in your texts, and in your emails, and in any other way people can contact you, right? And so Reverend Sanja and I are very much aware of this, and kind of aware of just how there might be a feeling of uncertainty. There might be, everything that you've expressed so far, right, is valid and true and perfect, just as, what you said, right? Whether it's apprehensive or cautiously hopeful or a little bit trepidatious, right? Whatever it is absolutely valid because that's exactly how you're feeling in the moment, okay? So Reverend Sanja and I are quite aware of the mixture of feelings that are happening over the next month plus. And with things that are happening here in our community, with the passing of our beloved Barbara Jean Yankee, our practitioner, right? And also folks moving, other folks staying, joy that's happening in our community, right? And so when Reverend Sanja and I were talking about how we wanted to proceed for the remaining 3 months of the year, what we came upon was, and I think this is a really brilliant idea, if I do say so myself, and Reverend Sanja definitely had a part in it, for sure. We are co-partners here in crime and joy and spirit and whatever else. And so we felt that it's a really good time to double down on what it is that we believe, on what it is that we practice, on what it is that we value, on what it is of who we are as a people, who we are as a community. Would you say that that is a good idea? Yes. Would you say it's a brilliant idea? Brilliant. Thank you. It's a necessary idea as well. Yes, absolutely. So this week I wrote to you about the V.F.W. And some of you recognize that as Veterans of Foreign Wars. And I wrote to you about that as well, right? But what we're doing, what we're using the V.F.W. for today is vision, faith, and works. So in my email that I sent to you, I wrote to you about Grandpa, how Grandpa loved to go to the V.F.W. Loved to go to the V.F.W., especially after Grandma made her transition. And I was in my 20s, and he liked to go to the V.F.W. V.F.W. is not my jam, as you can imagine. Sticky floors, beer. Well, not all of them were crusty, but the cigarette smoke still hanging in the air. the yellow walls because of all the cigarette smoke. Remember, I was in my 20s, right? So smoking was still permitted back then, right? So it was just like this, I'm like, ugh. And me being a gay man in a very hyper masculine room, shudders. But he promised me pizza. So, at 24, promise a pizza is a good thing, right? So, it's still not that far out of college that, pizza's still one of the main food groups. So he promised me pizza, and still one of your main food groups, exactly. But what I noticed after sitting there nursing my Coke, because I was the DD, because Grandpa liked his beverages, his adult beverages, as he called them. I was sitting there and I was watching them swap stories and really converse and really sitting together and caring about one another and listening to each other and the commonalities that they had and how they were sharing and just really being in community with one another. And what I really began to realize is that all of these men in this room had a common vision. They held to the common vision of the United States, right? And they had faith. They had faith in who they were. They had faith in spirit. They had faith in what they were being asked to do without question. And not only did they do that, not only did they have faith, but they also worked. They worked in the way that they were called, in the way perhaps that some of them were conscripted, but they worked for the betterment of the United States. So they had a common vision, they had a common faith, and they each worked individually, but they worked together to create, to protect, and to serve. And for those of you who are veterans in this room, we honor and we thank you for your service. So I saw how this V.F.W, with its sticky floors and cigarette smoky walls and yarns and stories and all kinds of stuff, how this was really a community that had come together to support and love one another, and how it became his spiritual community, how it became his community where he went, where he knew he was connected, where he knew he belonged. Grandma found hers at church. I found mine here at Riverside CSL, and I'm hoping that you've found yours here at Riverside CSL as well. But community is really important. And what really is at the heart of community are those three things: vision, faith, and works. Service, if you will. V.F.W. So, here at Centers for Spiritual Living, we do have a global vision, right? I have it there on your table. It's the one with the mark, it has the little splat, our 80-year, it's the other one. The 80-year, it's the 80-year, it says Riverside Center for Spiritual Living. It has the 80 years at the top, celebrating 80 years of love. There's only 2 of them, so you'll have to share them. On the one side is the global vision, the other side is the declaration, right? So this global vision is the global vision. How important is it for us to have a vision? Very important, right? Why do we have a vision? Because our vision is our guidance. It guides us to where we want to go, to how we want to get there. It informs us. It gives us direction. It points our feet in the same direction so that we are all moving forward together. Right, Elisa? Yes. So we are all moving forward together. When we share a common vision, then we know what it is that we are striving for, right? Ernest Holmes said, "Stand for something and against nothing." The global vision gives us our stance. It is what we stand for. Look at the power of those statements. We envision a world that works for everyone, and all of creation is the is the summary of that at the very bottom. But each statement is talking about what it is that we as Centers for Spiritual Living envision our world to be, envision a world of possibility, envision how life can be for all of us. And so when we as a community in this time of change, in this time of needing to double down, it's really important that we understand where we're headed, what it is that we stand for. Not that we're standing against anything, but what is it that we stand for? Look at those statements. What do we stand for? What do we stand for? Look how powerful that is. What do we stand for? Somebody throw something out that's really, really powerful, that's really calling to you. A world that works for all. What else is really calling to you from those? What do we stand for? A world of peace and harmony, a world of love, a world of forgiveness, a world of shared resources, shared and renewable resources, a world focused on creativity and arts and beauty and celebrating, a world of enfranchisement, a world where everybody has a home, everybody has food, everybody is experiencing justice, everybody has the right and the ability to awaken to their own spiritual magnificence, and that we do this together. We envision a world of kinship with all life, right? This is what we are envisioning, yes? Pretty powerful stuff to know where we're headed, what we're for. Are we all for this? Yes. Anybody against it? Against nothing. You can't be against nothing, exactly. Right? Right on, Alex. He does get a gold star for today. And a pat on the back. So we have a vision, yes? And then we have faith, do we not? What do we have faith in? Ourselves, God, truth, a greater good, love, each other, harmony. How about the creative process? Oh, yeah, that thing. Oh, by the way, yeah, the thing that we teach here, yeah, right? We have faith in the creative process. We have faith in the law, do we not? The law with a capital L, right? We have faith in the creative process, meaning that it is done to us as we believe, right? The moment that we believe it, and to the degree that we believe something, it is done as we believe. So it is our beliefs, our ideas, our thoughts that can change our reality, correct? By planting a new thought, a new idea, a new belief into the soil, into the creative medium, into the creative law, right? We plant this into the creative law, then what happens? We see form, we experience form, correct? All right, so every doubt, every worry, every fear does what? It feeds into the creative process. Cindy said it undermines, right? It undermines what we want. It erodes what we want because we are giving all of this attention. We're giving all of this energy. We're giving all of this into that creative medium, into that creative law. And what does the creative law respond to? Feeling. Doesn't matter that I have $1 million, I have $1 million, I have $1 million, I have $1 million. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm harmony. I'm happy, I'm healthy, I'm harmony, right? If I don't believe that, if the next then thought is, yeah, right, sure, fat ass. Right, that'll never happen. Nope. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be awful. There's so much weighing against me, right? If we're talking that, what am I really believing? I'm believing that. So what am I going to get more of? That, right? So we have a little saying around here, right? I like a big ass, right? Because it's done unto us as we believe. So it's done unto us as, to the degree that we believe it, to the amount that we believe it, and at the time that we believe it fully, right? So how big is your as determines what it is you are experiencing in life. So the bigger your as, and the bigger your as in the positive, right? The bigger your as in the vision of seeing the vision, then the more likely, the more probable, the more inevitable that vision becomes, correct? Right. So, faith without works is dead. Vision without action is a dream. So, you cannot sit on your as. You okay there, Sally? She's just kind of staring at me like, So if you're just sitting on your as and you're not doing anything with it, you got to get off your as and work. Take action. Take action. And so our friend, my dear friend, Reverend Raymond Anderson, reworked our global theme, our global vision, and that's the other page that you have there. There's 6 of them, so everybody can take one of those home, and it says draft on it, okay? And so what you'll see here, what he's done here, is he has rewritten our global theme, I keep saying that, rewritten our global vision and created it to be action-oriented. Because there is not, if you are not acting, if we are not working, then we are only dreaming and we are only somewhat a kind of a faith, right? Hoping. We don't have faith, we have hope. And what it's really about is it's about faith. So, looking at this, feel how much stronger. Now, I said this is a draft. He told me this is a draft. He's still working on it. But I think it's a pretty good draft so far. So, here we go. We create communities where all people, all beings, and all life are treated, honored, and celebrated as expressions of God. We provide and engage in practices in which each and every person is provided the means to live in alignment with their highest spiritual principle, emphasizing unity with God and connection with one another. And this calls all of us, individually and collectively, to embody a higher state of consciousness, which results in measurable action. We offer practices that assist humanity in the process of ever awakening to its spiritual magnificence and to the discovery and effective stewardship of the creative power of its mental equivalent. This results in a world where each and every person discovers and implements their own individual power and ability to create an individual life that works in cooperation with the collective power in a world that works for everyone. We foster, nurture, and engage with one another in order to live and grow as one global family, a global family that respects, honors, and celebrates the diversity and interconnectedness of all life. This global family communicates, cooperates, and collaborates in the world so that this kinship with all life prospers and strengthens all that connects us through our use of the guidance of spiritual wisdom and experience. We contribute to providing sustainable structures to further emerging global consciousness. Through our vast collaborations, we co-create the infrastructure of a world where personal responsibility joins with social conscience in every area of the political, corporate, religious, academic, and social sectors. We actively engage in the systems and the structures at every level, locally, nationally, globally, to ensure that each and every person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging. a world of peace and harmony, enfranchisement, equity, and justice. We demonstrate through our stewardship what it looks like when resources are valued, cared for, and grown. And we provide the tools to nurture this stewardship around the world so there is generous and continuous sharing of these resources. We teach, we practice, and we demonstrate forgiveness, whether for errors, injustices, or debts, as a worldwide cultural norm. We practice, appreciate, and foster an ongoing renewal that emphasizes beauty, nature, and love through the resurgence of creativity, art, and aesthetics. We do the required action that builds and stewards a world that works for everyone and all of creation. Thank you, Reverend Ray. You feel the power in that? You feel the strength in that? That you feel how active that is? Yes, 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 yes. Okay, good. So now we're going to go to tables. You have 3 questions there that I want you to look at. And so what we're looking at is we're focusing on actions. You have them on your table too, the little blue sheet. They're longer today, so sorry, the screen is a little bit harder to read. But what actions can we take toward ensuring, 1, that every person has enough food, a home, and a sense of belonging? Question 2, what actions can we take toward ensuring enfranchisement and justice for every person? And question 3, what actions can we take toward ensuring resources are valued, cared for, and grown, and that they are generously and continuously shared? All right? So those are the questions that are posed to the tables for discussion today. There is a flyer just outside by the welcome desk, the welcome center table there that has a list of resources for the community. So grab one and share that with your neighbors. And if you know of folks, then this would be a great opportunity for you to have more knowledge as well as being able to share it with folks, right? And that's not the be-all, end-all, right? But each small step moves us in the direction of a world that works for everyone and all of creation. Each one, each idea, each action, no matter how big or how small. As I was overhearing Alex say, right? The starfish story made a difference for that one, made a difference for that one, right? Made a difference for that one, of the little boy walking on the beach, collecting, or girl, either way. The little child walking on the beach. It doesn't have to be a boy or a girl. The little child walking on the beach, right? Picking up starfish and tossing them back into the ocean. And the adult saying, you're not making any difference. You know, what difference is that going to make? Look at all these starfish. It'll never make a difference. And the little child keeps throwing them back in. Made a difference for that one. Made a difference for that one. Made a difference for that one, right? So the smallest, tiniest action can make a huge impact. And when we are doing that, rooted in our vision, rooted in our faith, and we take action based there, a world that works for everyone and all of creation is inevitable. And it starts here. It starts with us. So, your homework this week, you've got 2, all right? The first one is to take what you've been talking about here at the table and do one micro action. One thing, one small thing. Buying a loaf of bread and giving it to somebody or what have you. Whatever it is, one thing on your list. Do it. Make a difference. Because you can make a difference. The other thing, in California, our mail-in ballots are going to be arriving soon. We have 30 days. What I want you to do is I want you to sit with the global vision And I want you also to look at and learn about, spend time. I'm asking you to do this intentionally. Spend time learning about the candidates for each race that you are able to vote for or vote in, including all of the down ballot races, all the way down to the very bottom where it is school board. Every one of them. Do the same thing with your issues, the issues and the propositions that are being proposed for the ballot. Learn, learn, learn. Spend time. I know it can be difficult to do some of the research. I've always hated voting for judges. God, I don't know. Right? But it's important to learn, to figure it out. You can go on Google, you can Google, you can figure it out. It's not that hard. But it is really important to do so.
For judges, I have looked at who appointed them.
And for judges, Dinah's looked at who's appointed them, right? If they were appointed. They're not all appointed because we have a lot of elected, right? So, however it is. So study the candidates, study the issues, so that when you do receive your ballots, don't just do it the very first day and throw it and chuck it in and just mail it, right? Do your homework. Do your research. Make sure that the choices you're making are in alignment with your core values, with your vision of a world that works for everyone, with your purpose, with your idea of what you want your society, your community to look like. Got it?
Yeah.
Clear? We're going to do that homework, yes? Thank you very much. All right. And so,
I have to say one more thing about the election.
oh yeah, go ahead.
And I'd like to say, please be kind if you drop it off to the poll workers. Because I have decided, in my family, we've decided to lend our time and our energy to work at the polls. So, yes.
Yep.
So be kind.
Be kind. You could be going to church with that same person. Or you might live with them. You never know. All right? All right. And so it is.
No, it is.
There you go. All right. So I invite our practitioners to please stand, and our core council as well to please stand. And I want to invite Alex and Jesse and Sasha to please come over here with me. So our beloved family here, the Hartnets, there we go. Okay, Danny, can you help get us all in? There we go. Our beloveds are leaving us here at Riverside CSL to move to Albuquerque, New Mexico, which we are very excited for the three of you to start a new life and a new journey in Albuquerque. We are so thrilled. There are two beautiful CSL communities ready and waiting for you to come and check them out and become part of those communities. This is a loss for us at Riverside CSL, but know that you are always part of the Riverside CSL family, always, always, and forever. And we just have the opportunity to share you now with our beloveds in Albuquerque as well. So we wish you well. We know that you travel well and that you are received warmly, welcomed, and loved in the new communities there. And that your life continues to flourish and grow as you step into a greater yet to be for yourselves and for our beloved little Sasha here as well. So we will miss you. We love you deeply. And we are so grateful for your presence here as being part of this community. So thank you. We love you. So I invite everybody to stand. Let's all raise our hands to this beloved family. And so I know right here, yeah, you guys keep your hands down. You're getting the blessings, though. So what I know right here and right now is that there is just this one love, this one power, this one presence that is all, through all, as all. It is created here as perfect unity, as divine love, as joy, as celebration for this beloved family, Alex, Jesse, and Sasha, as they continue to move forward in their journey of glorious, magnificent, divine expression of and as love. And so I know that their travels are guided and guarded, safe and holy, that they arrive in their new community as the blessings and the gifts that they are, and that they are warmly embraced, held in love, held in grace. And so I know that this journey, this next chapter, unfolds under grace in an absolute perfect way, for there is no other way for it to unfold. Each is a blessing and a benediction. We give thanks for the love that each of them is. We give thanks for the love that they have shared with our community. And we give thanks for the love that they will continue to share throughout their lifetime. And so I release this word here and now, blessing them. I let it be. And so it is. And so I invite you to say with me, I make a difference.
I make a difference.
Let's say it really loud. I make a difference.
I make a difference.
Wonderful. Something wonderful is happening through me right now. Is this thing called love. Love is in my mind. Love is in my body. Love is in everything I do. I am it. I share it. I receive it. And I move love forward. Because love lives here. Happy Sunday.